today we are going to study about the nature of CX bond because we are dealing with haloalkanes and haloarenes. So haloalkanes and haloarenes means these are the compounds containing halogen as functional group. So definitely there will be CX bond present in all the compounds that we are dealing with. So what is the nature of CX bond? And we will start the preparation methods of alkyl halides and aryl halides. So what about the nature of CX bond in haloalkanes and haloarenes? We know that CX bond means the halogen is attached to carbon, isn't it? So since the halogen, we know that halogen atom, halogen belongs to group 17 and carbon belongs to group 14. So halogen is always more electronegative than carbon. So what happens? Since halogen is more electronegative than carbon, the CX bond is always polar in nature. And whenever there is difference in electronegativity, the covalent bond becomes a polar covalent bond. So the very important point, CX bond is polar due to the high electronegativity of halogen compared to carbon. So how we can represent this polarity or polar nature of CX bond? Yes, since X is more electronegative, the shared pair of electron will be shifting little bit more close towards halogen, so that halogen gets a partial negative charge and carbon gets a partial positive charge, and that we are representing using delta plus and delta minus sign. Now we know that halogen belongs to group 17 and we know that down the group the atomic size is increasing. So fluorine will be having the smallest atomic size and iodine will be having the largest atomic size. So as the size of the halogen increases, we know that as the size increases, bond strength will be decreasing. So as the size of halogen increases, CX bond strength will be decreasing and bond length will be increasing. Strength decreases means length will be increasing. So how we can write, what is the order of bond strength? Which bond is more strong? Yes, carbon fluorine. And which bond is least bond? Which bond strength is which bond is having least strength? Carbon iodine. So the decreasing order of bond strength is carbon fluorine, carbon chlorine, bromine, and iodine. So why the carbon fluorine bond is having the maximum bond strength? Due to the smaller size of fluorine. Now the next is, what is the order of bond length? We know that as the size increases, bond strength decreases and bond length will be increasing. So iodine is having larger size, so weaker bond strength, so that will be having the maximum bond length. So the decreasing order of bond length is carbon iodine, then bromine, then chlorine, and the least bond length will be for carbon fluorine, and that is having the maximum bond strength. Now the next, order of dipole moment. We know that dipole moment is a measure of polarity, and the polarity reason is due to the electronegativity, difference in electronegativity, isn't it? So we know that which among halogen which is highly electronegative? Yes, fluorine is the most electronegative element in the periodic table. But we know that due to fluorine is more electronegative, but the high delta EGH value, due to smaller size of fluorine, the interelectronic repulsion will be maximum in fluorine. So when we compare the dipole moment, which bond is having the maximum dipole moment? Yes, chlorine will be having maximum, then fluorine. So why there is a twist here? Because we know that due to smaller size of fluorine, there is high interelectronic repulsion. So chlorine will be having maximum dipole moment, then only fluorine comes, then bromine, and the least dipole moment for iodine, because iodine is the least electronegative among halogen. Now the next is the order of bond enthalpy, or we can call it as bond dissociation enthalpy. How we are representing bond dissociation enthalpy? Yes, delta H dissociation, or we can represent it as delta H bond. Both are correct. So how we can write the order of bond dissociation enthalpy or bond enthalpy? We know that higher the bond strength, higher will be the bond enthalpy. Which bond is more strong here? Which halogen bond is more strong? Yes, carbon fluorine, isn't it? Because fluorine is having smaller size. So that will be having the highest bond enthalpy. So the decreasing order of bond enthalpy is carbon fluorine, then chlorine, bromine, and the least bond dissociation enthalpy for carbon iodine bond. Now the very important point, due to larger size of iodine, what happens? The Ci bond is the weakest bond among halogen and very easy to break. So which halogen bond is, what is the summary of this? Which halogen bond is easy to break? Carbon iodine. Okay, always remember, and the reason is due to larger size of iodine. So this is about the nature of CX bond. So how it became polar and what are the order of dipole moment, bond dissociation enthalpy, everything is clear. Now we are going to start the preparation methods of haloalkanes and haloarenes. How we are representing alkyl halides or haloalkane generally? Rx. And what is meant by aryl halides? Yes, halogen directly attached to benzene ring, isn't it? So we are going to study the preparation methods of haloalkanes and haloarenes. The first preparation method is from alcohols. How we can represent? What is the general representation of an alcohol? Yes, it is ROH. So from this, it is very clear that we cannot prepare aryl halides from alcohols, isn't it? Because the alcohol formula is ROH. For example, CH3OH is an alcohol. So from this, we can prepare only CH3X, isn't it? Because from alcohols, we can prepare only what? Alkyl halides. So these are from alcohol, we can prepare only alkyl halides. So first we are dealing with the preparation methods of alkyl halides only. So first reagent that we can use for the preparation of alkyl halides from alcohols, that is alcohols on reaction with HX. HX means X can be fluorine, chlorine, bromine or iodine. Okay, that means alcohol we can treat with HCl, HBr, HI, HF, etc. But we require a catalyst, that is zinc chloride or anhydrous zinc chloride. So alcohols on reaction with HX in presence of zinc chloride catalyst, what happens here is, okay, OH will be eliminated as water, that means X will come here. So what is the product we are getting? Rx plus H2O. That means, see the reactant and the product, that is a way to study. ROH will become Rx. That means OH is replaced by X. Okay, OH is replaced by X if you are treating with HX and zinc chloride. For example, CH3OH on reaction with HCl in presence of anhydrous zinc chloride catalyst. What is the basic reaction happening here? Yes, OH will be replaced by, which is the halogen present here in HCl, chlorine. So what is the product we are getting here as CH3Cl and water. That is the first reagent that we can use for the preparation of alkyl halide from alcohol, HX in presence of zinc chloride catalyst. Now, the second reaction is alcohols on reaction with sodium bromide and sulfuric acid. So sodium bromide and sulfuric acid is the next reagent. Here the halogen is specific. We cannot use sodium chloride or sodium iodide here. Specifically, we have to use only sodium bromide and sulfuric acid. Here what happens is OH will be replaced by, which is the halogen present here, bromine. So the product will be RBr plus NaBr and sulfuric acid. We are getting NaHSO4 plus H2O. So here the OH will be replaced by bromine. For example, CH3OH on reaction with sodium bromide and sulfuric acid. Yes, what is the basic reaction happening? From alcohol, the OH will be replaced by bromine. And the product will be CH3OH will become CH3Br plus the byproducts NaHSO4 and water, sodium bisulfate and water. So it is a second reagent for the preparation of alkyl bromides only here. We cannot prepare any halide using this method, only bromides. Now the third reaction is alcohols on reaction with PX3, phosphorus trihalide. So here X can be chlorine or bromine. Okay. We get here what happens? Yes, OH will be replaced by X. So here remember X can be chlorine or bromine. And the product will be OH will be replaced by X. So we get RX plus the byproduct is H3PO3. So in order to balance, okay, for example, CH3OH on reaction with PX3 phosphorus trihalide is the reagent. Here X can be chlorine or bromine. So here I am treating with PCl3. What will be the product? Yes, OH will be replaced by chlorine. So we get CH3Cl and H3PO3. So 3 in order to balance. Now the fourth reagent is alcohols on reaction with PCl5. So here also the reagent is specific. We cannot use any phosphorus pentahalide, only we can use phosphorus pentachloride. We get, yes, what happens here? OH will be replaced by chlorine. So we get RCl plus, byproducts are POCl3 and HCl. Organic reaction, all the organic reactions, no need to balance. There are certain reactions, especially the named reactions, we have to balance and study. Okay. So for example, CH3OH on reaction with PCl5. What we are getting? Alcohols on reaction with PCl5, OH will be replaced by Cl plus POCl3 and HCl. That is another reagent used for the preparation of alkyl halides. Now the fifth method of preparation is from alcohol is alcohols on reaction with red phosphorus and X2. Red phosphorus and halogen. Here X can be bromine or iodine. Okay, X can be bromine or iodine only. Okay, so alcohols on reaction with red phosphorus and X2. What we are getting here? Yes, whatever is the X, OH will be replaced by X. So we get RX plus, no need to write the byproduct here because we are writing the reagent above the arrow. So whatever is the X2 we are using, that OH will be replaced by that X. For example, CH3OH on reaction with red phosphorus and iodine. I am treating with red phosphorus and iodine here. So what is the product we are getting? OH will be replaced by iodine. So we get CH3I. Now the last method of preparation of alkyl halides from alcohol is alcohols on reaction with SOCl2. One of the very important reaction. SOCl2 is known as thionyl chloride. Study the name of the reagent also. It is thionyl chloride. So alcohols on reaction with thionyl chloride, what happens? Which is the halogen present here? Is chlorine. So OH will be replaced by Cl. So we get RCl plus. Very important byproducts, SO2 gas and HCl gas. So if you look at this reaction, when alcohols are treated with thionyl chloride, we are getting the corresponding alkyl chlorides or chloroalkanes along with the sulfur dioxide and HCl as byproducts. Now very important give reason question, why thionyl chloride is the most preferred reagent for the preparation of alkyl chlorides. Thionyl chloride is the preferred reagent for the preparation of alkyl chlorides. Why? The reason is, in this reaction, the byproducts are gases. They are escapable gases. As soon as they form, they being gases, they will escape out. So whatever is the alkyl chloride we are getting, that will be in the pure state. So the reason is, since the byproducts are escapable gases, we get pure alkyl chlorides. Very important, give reason question. For example, CH3OH on reaction with SOCl2, that is thionyl chloride. What is the basic reaction happening? OH will be replaced by Cl. So we get CH3Cl plus SO2 gas plus HCl gas. So these are the 6 reagents that we can convert, the 6 reagents that we can use to convert alcohols to alkyl halides. So remember, these reactions using from alcohols we can prepare only alkyl halides. So among all these 6 reagents, thionyl chloride is the most preferred reagent. Now look at the first reagent or the first reaction we studied, that is alcohols on reaction with HX, hydrogen halides. In presence of anhydrous zinc chloride catalyst, we get RX and water. Water is the byproduct, we get the corresponding halide. Now the very important question, how the primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols differ in the reaction with HX, that is the first reaction. How the primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols differ in the reaction with HX. The answer is, if we are taking primary and secondary alcohols to treat with HX, we need anhydrous zinc chloride as catalyst. But if we are using tertiary alcohols, no need of catalyst, by simply shaking with or simply treatment with any HX, you will get the corresponding halide. Okay. Now, so as we told now, these are the methods, because we in all these methods we are converting alcohols to alkyl halides. So from alcohols we can prepare only alkyl halides. So the above methods, very important give reason questions. The above methods are used only for the preparation of alkyl halides. Aryl halides cannot be prepared by any of this method. Why? Why we cannot prepare aryl halides used by treatment with HX or red phosphorus and X2 or thionyl chloride, etc. The reason is, if we want to prepare an aryl halide, what is the formula of aryl halide? When X directly attached to benzene ring, isn't it? So if we want to prepare an aryl halide by replacing OH by X, okay, if we want to prepare an aryl halide by replacing OH by X. Which alcohol should we take? We are preparing this by replacing OH, isn't it? So which corresponding alcohol we should take? Yes, phenol, isn't it? So just try to recollect the reagents just now we studied. If we use any of this above reagents and if we treat phenol with any of the above reagent, for example HCl or thionyl chloride, can we replace this OH by X? No. So aryl halides cannot be prepared by any of the above method. The reason is, if we want to prepare an aryl halide, we have to take, what is this compound name? Phenol. But in phenol, we know that there is resonance. There is lone pairs in oxygen and these lone pairs are involved in resonance with the benzene ring. And due to resonance in phenol, there is a partial double bond character. The carbon oxygen bond has a partial double bond character. When the double bond comes here, definitely this will go. Okay. So okay, that will come in the resonating structures. So due to resonance in phenol, the carbon oxygen bond acquires a partial double bond character, and we know that the double bond is more stronger than a single bond. So is it easy to replace this OH by X simply? No. So we cannot replace an OH which is directly attached to benzene ring by X. So that is why we cannot prepare any aryl halide by using the above methods of preparation. The reason is due to the partial double bond character of carbon oxygen bond due to resonance.